We have to live within our means. We have to reduce our deficit, and we have to get back on a path that will allow us to pay down our debt.
Both the American President Barack Obama and Republican Party have proposed budget cuts aimed at slashing around $4 trillion from the country's $14.3 trillion debt. But America has huge spending habits. Not raising the debt ceiling could result in serious concerns for the investors who act as the country's credit card.
There's significant ramifications if you actually get to the point where servicing Treasury debt becomes in question. That could lead to a sharp move higher in rates.
Creditors, such as China, were already put on edge last week when the ratings agency Standard & Poor's assigned a negative outlook on America's fiscal health.
Some of the United States' most important creditors are official institutions in Asia, and it means that there's a little bit of downward pressure on the USA's rating, but still I don't think this should be exaggerated. The United States, even if it were downgraded, would still be highly rated on our rating scale.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that it's a long-term credit issue. I think if the debt ceiling causes us to not service the debt, I think that will be a technical default. It would be a very bad outcome, but I think ultimately we would go back and make good on that debt.
If the debt ceiling is not raised, the U.S. would default, sending Treasury bonds south and interest rates north.
If you miss a payment on your debt, an issuer's rating goes to D. So any sovereign default would have ripple effects on the financial system, on the cost of corporations borrowing.
Higher interest rates would mean higher credit card bills, higher mortgage costs, and higher car loans for every American. This negative sentiment would be felt across the stock markets as well here on Wall Street. However, the government has avoided this in the past by raising the debt ceiling 11 times in the last 15 years. As well, the U.S. Treasury have a number of stopgap measures that they can put in place once that May 16th borrowing limit is reached to keep us paying our bills well into the fall. The U.S. Treasury Secretary Timothy Geithner has warned of the disastrous effects not raising the debt ceiling would have on America, and has said that Congress will raise it despite a pushback from fiscally conservative Republicans.
I mean, there's a number of things that they can do. There's additional assets they can sell that could buy them some additional time. There's some accounting gimmicks that they can do. These kind of things get them well into the third quarter. So
Wall Street will have an eye on Washington until the May 16th deadline, while the S&P will be hoping the poisonous political climate won't lead to America's credit rating being sacrificed on the altar of political ideology. Natalie Carney for Channel News Asia in New York.